Hey fam, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for this tarot reading. This round, it's going to be all signs, all souls, no worries. I have a tendency to at least interpret very interesting messages of encouragement. So this round, I'm going to purposely aim for that. There's a kitty trying to figure out how to get around my set. Oh, Kona. So this round, I want to dive into what are the words you really need to hear right now, today, in this moment. All right? Thank you for joining me. Let's get into it. I've already pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and cut the decks together. Starting with the archetypes. The orphan. That can kind of feel like a bit of a gut punch for some people, but if I remember correctly, it's been a bit. Oh, there's stippling. If I remember correctly, this card, like, we're all orphans here on Earth, right? Ultimately, we have ourselves, right? And this card is the fifth card in the deck from the first section called The Selves. The wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage, of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card as it haunts the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. The vibe that I'm feeling in this moment after reading that is a lifetime of trying so hard and reaching a point of what's the point? And now that we're at this point in our lives, it's like we're finally able to truly grasp that. Like I was saying, we have ourselves. We have our minds, our hearts, and our souls. So what is it that you have been wanting to do, that you have been craving, that you have been needing, but you haven't been tending to because you've been doing all the things you thought you were supposed to be doing instead? Moving on to the oracle cards. This is a Believe in Your Own Magic oracle deck. This card keeps coming up. This is your reminder that every hurricane comes to an end. For some, this ending has been feeling endless, right? Like, okay, can the chapter end? Can this part in our lives finally be done and we can move on to the good? Fam, it's all good. All of it. The spice of life that sometimes, oh crap, I should not have had water, to just now it's down my throat. No innuendos intended. But fam, What is the deal with lessons in our lives? That if we don't grasp it, we keep repeating, we prolong, right? So instead of trying to press the fast forward button, live in it. Accept yourself. What is it about yourself that you haven't even allowed yourself to accept? What was tainted at such a young age that it still haunts you? Why do you ever feel bored when you still, even whether we've been in quarantine or it's winter up here in the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Hemisphere, a lot of people have gone without power. It's our turn. But there's still options. There's still life being lived wherever you are, whatever the moment may be. Right? This is also the second to the last card in this entire deck. Just when you thought things were taking a turn for the better, in came a hurricane of hurt. Now you find yourself utterly exhausted from trying to survive it all. Rest assured, the clouds are finally starting to part, making room for the much-needed sun. Like the clouds, you should also let go of past or present pain in order to make room for something better. What on earth is that kitty doing over there? Hey, lady, pardonnez-moi. Thank you. I always appreciate when a cat's like, okay. There's a very particular part in there. Maybe it's just me. I don't think so. So let's go with it. Of letting go not only the past pain, but present pain. There are things in the way of your manifestations right now. And it may be, okay, maybe that's not the right wording. Sorry. There's, it's almost like that urge to hit fast forward, that excitement for what's next is in and of itself the wrong perspective, right? Because if we're the ones in control, if our minds are the ones creating our realities, co-creating with the divine, if you will, then why hit fast forward? Why only be excited for the future? Be sure that when you're meditating or doing affirmations or just trying to have your head on right? That you're not glossing over the acceptance of the now, right? Because for some of us, it's difficult when you're still living in the home of toxicity, right? When you're still living around the people who have hurt you, who don't respect you, who don't hear you. But are you sure you're paying attention to how things are going? Are you sure that nothing has changed yet? That you're not seeing anything in the present moment, in the 3D, as people like to say? Are you sure? Because something tells me that differences are already occurring. You can see sky between those clouds, can't you? Damn, what time is it? It's clarification time. Fuck yeah, man, let's go. I love to, lighten the mood randomly, if you will. If you will. And I'm very silly. I don't care if the notes are on. I don't care. I'm just going to go with it. You know what I mean? I like to think of the tarot as a story, if you're new here. So each card can represent a chapter. Sometimes they line up so perfectly. Either way, they're going to draw as intended in this moment. So what is chapter 1? Boosh, the Page of Cups. Would you look at this funny motherfucker? Pardon my language if you don't like swearing. They're talking, it's almost like they're talking to a fish in a cup. What conversation do you think they're having? What do you think's going on here, right? Is this what happens once the hurricane's over and the clouds break and we can really see the aftermath, what's going on, what life holds for us now? Did this fish wind up in this cup? Like, my goodness, that was quite the wind. That was quite the uprising, or whatever word fits. But now it's time for the new. Now it's time for also a new perspective. It's time to enjoy life again. So even if someone young is coming into your life and you're like, I can't, they're like, wait, you're like, you just want to have some fun right now, don't you? Or if you have no idea what the heck is going on, like, this is weird. There can still be joy. There can still be fun. There can still be a lot to look forward to. A lot to enjoy. Right? It could be a message that's coming in that's going to really help change perspectives. That's going to really show you, be that catalyst that you're like, there it is. Holy shit balls, Batman, I knew this was coming. Right? Darn tootin' you did, because this is your life. That's a plane up ahead right now. I don't know if you can hear it. Where are we going next, fam? What's chapter 2? Boosh! The 6 of Wands. We're done with the competitions. We're done with fighting for our lives. We're done with survival mode. It's time to enjoy ourselves and be surrounded by peers matching our energy, vibe matching vibe, being aligned with one another for the greater good. A mutual respect, mutual fulfilling society, right? Everything's worked out for the better. And it doesn't just include you, right? It's all for the greater good. You've done the thing. You survived all of that crap. And I'm glad you're here now, fam. What's chapter 3? Boosh! So it's time to move on. Maybe this message, maybe you've been working hard on something and it feels endless and suddenly, boosh, to everyone else it seems overnight. But you know how much work and effort has gone into this, and you may have felt very, very alone for a long time. With all of these responsibilities on your shoulders. Question I like to ask a lot is, are you sure all of those responsibilities are yours? Are you sure you haven't taken the responsibilities of the world and put them onto your shoulders, at least at times? Maybe the upheaval, the tower moment recently, this crazy change that's occurred or occurring, was meant to remind you that the world's responsibilities may not belong on your shoulders. You have your own purpose, your own life to live. And that's okay. Everyone does. That includes you. So, enjoy. Enjoy being able to move on to calmer waters. Wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, and tact. It's like they're still holding the same staff or wand or whichever. And they're putting it to very good use. It's nice to receive accolades and praise and stuff, right? From the community. But do we need it? We need camaraderie, at least at times, right? But I feel like sometimes the fear is superficial BS, right? And that's what we don't want. So we're off to find out. I say we because this channel is for my kindred souls. Most often, I'm right here with you, fam. If you're new here, I kind of feel like tarot readers are like actors, right? We need things to tap into in order to share, right? We've been there, we've done that. We're not perfect. We're in human bodies as well, fam. And it's time to move on. This new chapter is beginning, and it's time to allow it. Okay? What's chapter 4? Boosh. Okay, so, yes. Let's just go ahead and use things that aren't clear quartz. I did that once. I like to have a safety pin around because they represent a safe space. If you see someone, I mean, you know, sometimes this is part of the ensemble, but typically if you see someone with a single safety pin, that's a signal. They're letting you know they are a safe space. If you need someone to help you, if you need someone to just stand with you for a moment, whatever, right? Genuine help, not, you know. So that's why I usually have it over here, to be a signal that this is a safe space. The Lovers, people tend to think, oh my goodness, it is time for some loving. But it can. I'm seeing 3 6s, fam. We ditched the 5s and the 4s pretty darn quick, didn't we? We were... The world and Christianity and the like has a tendency to really like to flip things on us. 666 is a very powerful number indeed, but it's not evil. Look it up. See what in numerology, in esotericism, 666 actually represents. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is good. This is very encouraging and positive vibes of great magnitude, actually. The Lovers also represents self-love. Love from the divine universe showering down on us. Whatever that means for you. Taking care of oneself, taking care of others, loving and opening yourself to not only give love and share love, but to receive love. It's important. You know, it's kind of like some will say you shouldn't have all of your chakras open at the same time because goodness gracious. I say, why? Why not? Maybe we're just different and that's okay too. Why would I want to be blocked from anything? Why would you want to be blocked from love and the ability to share love, right? Love is one of the most potent, incredible things we can share with ourselves and with one another. It is sacred. And that is what most of us could use right now. Even those who seem to have it all. They got the honey, they got the 2.5 beautiful kids. What was that? Like a hiccup kind of confirmation hiccup, you know? All of us need love. It's just simply one of the best parts of things. And you've been figuring that out, haven't you? And that's what we're working toward. Wow. Oh, bam. What's going to come up underneath the Page of Cups? Boosh. Bam, 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 bam. What do I always ask? What do sunflowers do? They face the light, don't they? Look at that kiddo riding a white horse. Rebirth, new beginnings. This card shows up when we've been in darkness. Dark nights of the soul, depression, really difficult experiences, mourning, loss, depression. Fan. It's love and awe for life. This new beginning. So many of these encouraging readings, how many times can I put a new beginning in the title, right? Well, as many darn times as I want to. Thank you. Hey-o. That's the fun of having your own YouTube channel. This is one of the most encouraging cards of the entire. These two, holy cow pie, together. And I'm finding it interesting that we have a card with a child and sunflowers and all this like new beginning stuff coming underneath the Page of Cups. It's almost like I mix the words coming and summoning. So maybe there really is someone younger than you who sometimes we say things to a person and we don't even realize what kind of an impact those words are making on them. So this is making me wonder if someone younger than you is going to play their own part in this catalyst, if you will, this moment that, woo, that sucker flipped, that really ushers in, helps to slate clean. We're starting anew. The clouds are gone. I love clouds, though. They're pretty darn spiffy, especially when they're nature-made, you know? That is a big old sun. That is a big old sun, fam. And red, it can be passion and all that stuff, but it also represents our hearts and love. Love of oneself, love of others, love of life and this earth. And all of these endless possibilities. Growth and being told, you know, like when I have this app that, you know, just shares affirmations and positive vibes, right? And sometimes in the past, I've kind of balked a bit when it, you know, like I open myself to growth and possibilities, things like that. Like I kind of balk a little bit at the word growth, or I have. And it's like, you got to realize, fam, that if we want the worst to be behind us, we need to stop being so concerned with the idea of growth. Because to be human means to constantly grow and evolve and gain more and more wisdom, right? Challenges will look different now. Growth is going to look different now. And this is the kind that we've all been longing for. So yeah, open up those arms. Open those arms up wide. And welcome it, fam. Because this can only happen if you accept it. If you open yourself to it and you accept it. Because it's all yours. You enabled this with your manifestations, with your mind. What's coming up underneath the Six of Wands? Boosh, the King of Cups. Didn't we just see him yesterday? Passion, creativity. When saying we've learned so much, that you've learned so much, that includes your emotions and your heart. All of this healing and growth that you've already experienced has enabled this. You know how to feel without losing yourself to it now. That balance. It's okay to feel. Honor your emotions. Honor the fact that you can still love. That with everything that has happened, your childhood and so on, you are still in, why was I saying it like, you are still capable. It was like habit was bringing out the IN before that, and no more. You are still capable, and that the old want of not being capable can just get on out of here, because you need your heart. It is a very vital organ, and you need your emotions because they help. Even if it's fear, we don't need fear. We have no need for fear. But it's kind of like saying that, you know, we should have the ego. There's a reason why it's intact. There's a reason why it's there, but it's not supposed to control things. Your heart, mind, and soul work in concert together. And you deserve to thrive. You have come so far. You deserve to thrive. You deserve it, fam. And that may be one of the things that we both struggle with. Understanding, truly understanding that you deserve praise, you deserve the respect of others, you deserve to laugh and have fun and feel that childlike wonder and awe for life. You deserve love, to feel it, to give it, and to receive it. What's coming up underneath the Six of Swords? The freaking Nine of Cups. Are you kidding me right now? Fam. This is the wish fulfillment card. Once you move on, once you leave behind the pain of the past so that it's no longer tormenting you, it doesn't haunt you anymore like an old melody, right? Look at what's ahead for you. Look at what can be the now, because the now is always changing, right? That now is now seconds behind us now, right? Let's get to the root of it and figure out what it is you really, truly want, what you've always hoped for, and attain that. Because what? Because you deserve it. You do deserve it. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to be loved. You've earned your wisdom. You deserve clarity and knowing what, what is for you, and what are the things that were kind of, forced on you as a kid, in the way of like what people thought you were supposed to be doing. Like, stop painting. You got to get a job. You know what I mean? Stop. We learn about, maybe you wanted to be a performer, and all this stuff has been coming out about Hollywood and these entertainers. Maybe it's tainted things for you. Damn, we live in a day and age with things like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all these, yeah, we're dealing with bullshit AI crap, but you have the ability to create yourself. Director, producer, writer, performer, whatever the heck, fam. Sky is not the limit. Because beyond the sky is the whole dang universe. Where shall we go next? And when you receive, when you attain that which you've always longed for, that which you've hoped for, then what do? Well, fam, then we dream bigger. What's coming up underneath the levers? Oh, fuck yeah. The Wheel of Fortune, fam? Are you kidding me? Fam, oh crap. Do you see what's next? Now, if you're not new here, if you've been here, you may be noticing that there's a bit of a crack. It's a bit of a fold going on in this card, and therefore you probably know exactly what card is going to be the epilogue. But we're here for now. Tens are completion, and this 9-10. Wow, the numbers be numbering this round. Bam. The odds are ever in your favor. Every time I see the Wheel of Fortune, it's like I hear a gear shifting into place. Sure, I don't really do reversals because I trust that the message that's meant to come through is going to come through. Bam, it's time to live. It's time to enjoy your life. It's time to find out for yourself how good it can get. How good it can really, truly be for you. The epilogue card is the Two of Swords. I've been referring to this card for a little while now as the Never Again card. But for some, it's been really difficult getting beyond the hurricanes, getting beyond the pain of the past and survival mode. So it can feel like, but every time I try, it always falls apart. It doesn't work out, and I've tried so hard, and I don't want to waste any more energy. Never again. This is your life, fam. Where shall we go next? Not making decisions, leaving it to others, even though that hasn't really worked out for the best for you, has it? Is a decision. Indecision is a decision because life goes on, doesn't it? How many times have I said in this one reading alone that our minds create our reality? How many times have you been reminded by these very cards to let go of the pain of the past, the pain of the present? This is one of the most encouraging readings I have drawn yet. So we're going to go with Never Again. Because you've learned so much and you know better now. You know how to handle things accordingly and how to love without sacrificing yourself. How to give and share without sacrificing. How to take care of others. How to take care of yourself without self-sacrifice. If there are cords that are still binding you, It's time to cut them. Let go with love. Honor your past. Honor yourself for surviving. Honor yourself for being able to recognize that which should have never been sacrificed. Like your heart, mind, and soul. What's on the bottom of the deck? I tend to consider the bottom of the deck as like the main gist. You know what I mean? If this were a little peas. Why am I struggling to talk? Little paper, like pocket paperback books, right? About this size. A little blurb on the back to kind of make it seem as though, do I want to read this? Am I buying this? Am I renting or, checking this out from the library or one of those little doohickeys in the neighborhood where we share our books with the neighborhood and, I'm done reading this. I hope you like it. Wow, fam. What the heck? The only one holding you back is yourself. That's another 9. Look at the differences between these two. I feel like for too many of us in this community, this is representing you right now. So worried that you're not going to pull this off. So worried that you're wrong. It's scary slipping into the unknown. But look at this, fam. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you want, what you've hoped for, what you've longed for, what makes your soul glow. So please, stop holding yourself back. Are you kidding me right now? I didn't know that was going to happen. I was just going to flip it. Then I saw that was there, and I was like, well, okay then. Yeah. If you don't play any of the Final Fantasy games, you probably have no idea what that doo-pa-doo was. That's the song that plays in those games, most of them anyway, when the battle's done. 1920. The battle is done. It's time to wake up. It's time to live your life and fulfill your life, your heart, mind, and soul. It's time to feel like a kid again and open up yourself up to this massive world of incredible possibilities. Join the positive vibes. Let go of your fear and allow a resurrection of sorts, a rebirth to occur. It's time, fam. It's time. What are the extra notes for this reading? That was then, and this is now. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank God. Thank goodness. Thank whoever the heck you want to thank. But most of all, thank yourself, because you are the one who's done all the hard work. It's okay to feel good about that. It is okay to honor that. It's okay to love yourself. What's the other card? Only have eyes for you. Loyalty. This could mean that you're about to meet people, if you haven't already, who match your vibe, who are aligned with you. And it's that mutual respect, mutual support and love society that I mentioned earlier. This could also, like the Lover's card, be a reminder to be loyal to yourself If anyone's ever causing you to go against your code of ethics, your, you know, if you feel it in the pit of your stomach, right? Like, I don't want to do this. Are you sure that they're telling the truth and you have to? There are exceptions. There are always going to be exceptions, but I want you to keep in mind that in your world, in your reality, you are exceptional. What's on the bottom of this deck? Oh, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness gracious. You can feel it coming, can't you? You know, there's been a lot of, what is that term? It's escaping me in this moment. A lot of stories about what this song was about that ended up being urban legends. They're not real. Like, one was that someone witnessed a drowning. Not at all what happened. That's not what inspired this song. Is it urban legend? That's one of the ones, but I don't think that's quite what I was thinking of. It doesn't have to be this massive negative thing, right? It can be scary because it's the unknown, but how much of it exactly is unknown if your mind is creating your reality? You can feel it, can't you? In the air. Almost like before lightning strikes. But in the best ways possible. It's time for a rebirth. It's time for your hopes and dreams to come true. Oh, Pam, yay. I'm so happy for you, for us. Life is good. Life is good. Life just keeps getting better and better. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this entire reading. I know I have a tendency to babble. I can really go, but clearly I like it. And thank you for joining and keeping me company this entire video, even if you sped it up a wee bit in those controls. I still appreciate the company. Always remember that I love you.